permaculture is about making things and sharing things that are appropriate and relevant to people. So there would be no point here in Bali having a demonstration site and growing cacao or goji berries or potatoes so much, or a sweet potato for sure is very relevant, but you've got to think about what's appropriate and what's local and what's relevant to the people, and that goes for technology as well. Like over there we have a chicken coop, and we're not going to display a chicken coop with made from something that you can't find here. It's got to be local materials.
We want to plant local fruit and vegetables to raise the local people awareness about their own local food and also seeds, because a lot of farmer here now they start using like GMOs, so they're losing a lot of diversity.
Sella then brought me to the rec room where they bring in people from the community, so kids, schools, to educate them on the importance of growing everything locally, maintaining their land, importing less, and the importance of preserving the land for their own growth of food as opposed to putting the land up for sale for villas and more tourism, which destroys the land even further.
This is IDEP training center where we will help our training, permaculture training, disaster management training. We partner with Sari Hati Foundation. It's kids who need special needs. Local land, not for sale. It's from the campaign to raise awareness to the local people to start using local food instead of buying imported food.
Farmers in Indonesia and other Asian countries have abandoned their old ways of working with the land and have turned to chemical fertilizers, poisonous pesticides, and GMO crops. They are now experiencing the repercussions of working with these non-sustainable agricultural techniques.
Here, a lot of these permaculture systems, before we even created the word permaculture, they were functioning with a lot of balance with the land for thousands of years. The knowledge is still there, so it's just about empowering them and sort of letting them know, well, listen, like maybe this colonial way, this Western way that was pushed on you for hundreds of years was actually not the way you were doing it is right.
Permaculture and returning to the traditional ways of Balinese farming not only empowers the farmers and individuals, but it helps Indonesia as a country.
How a lot of Bali is now being lost to villas and tourism venues, and that means a lot of farm production areas are being destroyed to make way for tourism, and that is affecting the livelihood of Balinese, and a lot of Balinese are becoming aware of it and are concerned. So I've seen a few of these posters around, and I think it's great and important to spread that awareness, because if you turn all of Bali into hotels and concrete, then that's doesn't have much meaning for and importance for Bali.
There is a really popular issue before, like if you know tahu and tempe, it's from soybean, and it's very important food for Indonesian people. It's like very basic food that they can afford to get protein, but then we don't produce our own soybean, so we need to import it, and then that's it's everyday food that come from I think it's from USA or something, and it's very ironic.
IDEP understands that knowledge is power, and that by bringing in members of the community to see firsthand what they're doing and show them how easy it is to do and educate them on the dire situation in the country right now, a situation that's threatened by tourism at a pretty quick rate, that they can take ownership again of their own country and grow their own food and sustain their culture.
The first intention, I think, is to make people in this community aware that organic thing and like sustainable agriculture is really real. And because if you see the rice field around here, they still using like chemical fertilizer, and after they see this demonstration site, then they believe. Yeah, like seeing is believing is very very important thing for people to get to change their mindset, to change their routinity. Yeah, and right now we also asking children and invited people to come here to spread the knowledge and then also to share it. We have this project to combine together disaster risk reduction and with permaculture approach. Like we set up a home garden for the community so they can like produce their own food, and when the disaster happen, we hope that they still have the food that they produce itself rather than waiting for the aid to come for the yeah.
Only maybe 50 years ago, or maybe roughly 50 years ago, there was hundreds more different types of rices available through Southeast Asia and South Asia. So many that, you know, if you looked at the images today, you'd go, is that really rice? And because of colonization and because of monopolization of the seed industry and so on, a lot of those varieties actually have already been lost forever.